my name's Michael Moses, and this is my wife Judy. I came across Ameen around about a year and a half ago. Previously, I was getting trained from Tony Freeman, and then I thought one day, well, Tony Freeman's great, and he's been fantastic. He's a fantastic coach. He's a good friend of mine, but I wanted to learn the information what got Tony Freeman where he was. So for all that Tony Freeman was great, he obviously is a genetic god. He's a bit of like a unique character, and I'm not a genetic god. So I needed to know the science behind the method. So as I said, he was great, but I wanted to know the guy who put Tony Freeman in that position. So I came across your name quite a few times, and then I contacted you, and you helped me. Originally, we were going to start our off season together, but I just so happened to contact you the week before my Arnold Classic last year, which was a good call, because when I got in contact with you, the condition in which I was able to achieve in 1 week, due to sodium manipulation, potassium manipulation, water manipulation, was something that I would never be able to do, both within the realm of my my education, but also safely. Because of playing around with potassium, obviously there's high risk of a lot of potential heart issues and murmurs. So I didn't want to go down that realm by myself. So it was good that I came across you when I came across you, because you helped me with that. And from that, I came second in the Arnold Classic.
Really quick, did Tony tell you himself that I was helping him at that time, or he let you know I was helping him at some point?
It was more just whispers. I kept on hearing whispers because I know a few people within the industry, and I kept on hearing this guy, this guy called Ameen, this mad scientist guy, and I was thinking, who the hell's this mad scientist guy?
What year was this? About what year was this?
About 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago.
Okay. So what did you ever end up hearing the Geared Up podcast or any of those things then?
No, I just kept on hearing you were like a ghost, like you were like a make-believe mythical creature that kept on reappearing.
Briefly, just say, how much do you think you improved from when I started helping you to when you competed?
Well, that's my best critic. How much?
Yeah, a lot.
It was. I went from, I had good conditioning the week before. I did the qualifier here in Melbourne, Victoria, and I did great, but my skin wasn't like that paper thin, grainy look. It was almost like my skin was shrink wrapped to the bone, to the muscle, and that was all within 1 week. And bear in mind, during that peak week period, as you know, you don't train a lot. It's all just food. It's all just manipulation of minerals. So that was all you. That had nothing to do with my input.
How often did we communicate? I remember we spoke a lot, like the day.
It was quite a lot. Because I remember every couple of hours I was pretty much freaking out because it was all brand new to us, and I didn't know what to expect.
I told you to do some pretty crazy stuff, didn't I? And in retrospect, you didn't have any cramping. Would you say you nailed it?
No, I honestly thought, because I am susceptible, especially in like the hamstrings, I do cramp occasionally. But no, nothing at all. No, I can't think of anything that made us like scared at any point.
How many times have you competed before the show last year?
Oh, probably, I would say over 10.
Had you ever?
I started competing when I was 19-year-old.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm 20. I was 29 last year. I'm 30 now. So on and off, there was a spurt for about 5 years that I never competed. So maybe it's about 10.
And have you ever peaked before? Like, nailed it? Nailed your
I thought I had.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was doing great, but until you came along, I thought my fictitious 6% was 6% until I seen yours, and yours was like a ridiculous 3 or 4%. So now I question whether I was even ready to step on stage, because it was not even in the same realm of conditioning before.
And we did diuretics, and they were, as far as you're concerned, did you feel okay? Would you have any problems?
Yeah, I was fine. The only think when you become educated, because I've got obviously a degree in sports science, the more education that you have, it's a powerful thing, but it also can go against you because you start becoming aware of such things like blood pressure and heart rate and, you know, high risk of taking this and this and this. And what I did with you is I just kind of just went, look, I don't know any of this, so I'm just going to accept all of it and give it all to you. So I didn't freak out. I didn't get any health concerns, any issues. I think a lot of it's due to anxiety when people freak out because they don't trust the coaches. But as I said, I trusted you during that period of time. So there was no anxiety attached. There was no nothing because you obviously know what you're doing.
I'm thankful that I was able to help you and that we didn't have any issues. I got to be honest with you that that's not always the case. I've been very fortunate that it's very rare that it's happened. I've worked with a lot of people. And I think the most important thing is being able to communicate and me, you know, being with, especially with the time difference, because you're in Australia. So really quick though, since you said I would like for you to briefly mention your education because we didn't touch up on that. And also, if you don't mind, if we could start with your teenage bodybuilding show and how tall you are and what you weighed, and then you know what you weighed at your last competition, and which was classic physique, and how you placed in it also.
Okay. So my first competition was when I was 19-year-old, and that was through NABA. In England, because I'm originally from England, especially in the northeast of England, NABA is more prevalent. So I'm good friends, I'm family friends with a guy called Eddie Elwood. And Eddie's the organizer for the whole NABA Federation, him and his father. So it was natural progression for me to go into that category because he was a family friend. I did the under-21s, came fourth in the north. And then from then, unfortunately, I was over 21 or within the age division for that. So then I had to go into the novice. The best I placed over the next 3 years was, I believe, 5th or 6th. Then we came over to Australia. Yeah, I was 6'3".
6'3", I'm sorry.
Now, yeah. And at the time, I would have weighed on stage probably a conservative 85, 80
kilos.
Yeah.
So just,
yeah. And then I went to university. That's where I met Judy. And then graduated at what age? 22.
This is in England.
Yeah, this is in England. Yep. We met during our sports science degree.
Michael, where did you go to school? Where did you guys meet?
It's called Sunderland University. It's in the northeast of England.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So that was a 3-year degree. Mm-hmm. During that time as well, I was doing things like night classes to become a personal trainer. I'm a sports injury therapist. I'm a fitness coach. I've got certifications in nutrition. So basically, it's all relevant to what I do now, which is online coaching as well and coaching.
Yeah. And she also has the same degree?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you guys were in some of the same classes together?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's really cool.
Can't get rid of her.
Right? Did you guys ever train together?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Now, briefly go ahead and give us a background about your wife and what she does, and because she's very interesting. Also, this is
to be a contortionist. So I'm currently like an amateur contortionist. So high flexibility, a lot of back bending, over splits, things like handstands, do a bit of breakdance, things like that. And I like to train as well, just obviously for the way you look. You don't get that look from stretching. Oh, I'm pretty small, about 5'2".
And you guys you work together?
Yes. So when we came over to Australia, we opened up a beauty salon, and we specialise in things like massage and fat reduction treatments and cellulite reduction. We've also got it's called Hair Free, Carefree.
Okay.
And it's a laser clinic. And yeah, so we opened that up around about 7 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And now Judy sort of manages that. Right? Yeah. That's your thing now. And I'll concentrate on what I love to do, which is the personal training and the coaching.
Do you feel that, because you were already doing so much of that before meeting me, and you know, here I come along with some different ideas that you hadn't thought of before. I would say, is that safe to say, some things you hadn't thought of?
Oh yeah. I was aware of the ideas. It was just too risky for me without someone with greater information education.
Now, we've been working together for a while. 11 months, about?
Yeah, it'll be coming up 12, yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about like what happened at the show. You came in, how'd you place?
So at the Arnold Classic, I came second. It was quite a big lineup, probably close to 30 guys, 25, 30 guys. Yeah. And then that was in the novice category because I hadn't competed in the IFBB here in Australia. And then I decided to do the open division as well, where I believe I finished around about 7th or 6th, somewhere around there. They don't release the ordering, but you can roughly tell whereabouts you are because I beat a lot of the other guys on stage in the other call-outs, you know. And that was quite a large lineup. That was, again, about 30 to 40 guys. So that's why we're hoping this year to go for the win, because obviously got 6 last year, and I'm around about 10 to 12K heavier now than last year.
Right. So, I mean, in pounds, that's 25 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Okay, which is, I think that's a significant amount of weight for anybody to put on in muscle. Now, you spoke to the judges after the show last year, and what did they tell you? What critique did they give you?
Feedback was pretty good feedback. The way that they write it out is they give you 3 pointers. One of them was just overall additional size. I needed just more size on everything because I'm such a tall frame. I think I look like a string bean up there compared to all these short guys.
They used to say Tony Freeman. They called him some of my friends back before he was bigger. They called him a swimmer, or a swimmer, or like in the Olympics, the javelin thrower, because he was tall, the tall guy. And you're never going to be able to get him big enough. And then I got him over 300. So, but yeah, as you were saying, 6'3" it's really it's hard to get to thick at that size, at that height.
If we hypothetically put on, if I was standing at the weight that I am right now, it's 5 foot, little dot over here, little Judy, I'd be I'd be world champion, no problem. But it's just the fact that I'm so tall. Right. But I knew that this was going to be a long process. The other 2 pointers that the judges had was I had to bring up my hamstrings, just the thickness through them. And a big point which Tony Doherty actually took us to a side, and he said, just smile. Just when you're on stage, enjoy it a little bit more. Because I was freaking out. It's the first time I've been in that division. I hadn't competed in that division on the stage for 4 years. Posing's completely different because before I was a bodybuilder, before I did the men's classic, I really thought I could get up on stage and sort of blag it, but obviously they're completely different posing. And when I was on stage, I looked like, I looked miserable.
Angry bodybuilder.
Like an angry bodybuilder, basically. I think that.
Do you think part of that had to do? Do you think part of that had to do with the? Did you feel bad or not? I mean, I don't know, or you just, because I know you went through a hell week,
Yeah.
And I know it's extremely difficult. I mean, you should be like, like very kind of out of it, but
yeah, I did feel tired. But in retrospect, I think it was mostly just
nerves,
freaking out. Yeah, I think it was just most nerves.
The stage is like middle of the big expo as well, so you've got the whole expo watching.
Oh wow!
It's a different setup. Usually when you do these bodybuilding shows, you're in an auditorium. It's a closed environment. There it's
in the middle of the.
It's right in the middle of the expo.
After the show, you want to tell a little bit about what we did and what we decided to do, and because we went off after the show, but not right away.
Yeah. Well, I had a little break. I basically ate me weight in food for a couple of days because my parents are here visiting. I shot up I was on stage at the Arnold Classic at 95. It was about 95 to 93 kilograms. I got up to within 3 weeks about 115K.
Oh.
So I rebounded quite a lot. But I didn't feel too bad.
It didn't look too bad.
And I didn't look too bad either. So I think a lot of what I did was, prior to us working together, I think I personally, in retrospective, I think I probably took it too far. And then we worked together, and we did obviously the Hell Week and everything. And I think that took us even further past the point as well.
Do you think that the sodium loading and potassium loading helped with the rebound, or in a way made your rebound more real?
Yeah. I think I dieted too severe prior to getting in contact with you. So when I did eventually go back into normal eating, my body just went back to, what it could have looked like. And I actually looked better like a couple of days later, didn't I, when I got some extra food in. So again, it's all about that.
Yeah, I remember those. You looked really good. You just looked bigger. You just looked bigger. Maybe if you ate clean and ate a lot of food, you could have still been just as hard. But it's good because I got to learn a lot from you too, and there was like very minimal error. You may not have seen any error, but I very critical of myself, and I take a mental note of everything. Like I said, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm more like Rain Man or something. The bodybuilding Rain Man. So now when we get to going into the off season, it was 6 weeks, right? And then you had to take a blood test.
Yes, yeah. So you had us sort of let everything reset and get back to normal. But again, back to normal for me was, 3 days of, I might have had a donut here and there.
Right.
I'm not big on junk food. I never have really been big on junk food. I don't really enjoy being a big tub of lard in the off season. So it was, I had like a couple of pizzas, a couple of cheats in there, which might have been one meal out of 6 meals in that three-day period. And then after that, it was going back to the same macadamia nut oil and brown rice and chicken.
Yeah, listen, briefly, go ahead and explain the type of diet that I had you on, because it's really not keto, and it's really not, it's not one or the other. It was kind of a blend of a lot of different things. And I was educating myself to give you a more nutritious diet that was going to help you, heal your body and overall set you back to normal, if you would.
So we usually do alternation. So we'll do, the first meal is always like a high fat meal with very, very low carb. I work a lot of hours, and I work very dodgy shifts as well. I'll do like morning shift and evening shift. And as you know, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning with clients. So the first meal for me is usually just a protein shake. I'll have some macadamia nut oil in there, put some super greens in there, and that starts us off for the day. So there's very little to no carbs in there. A couple hours later, I'll usually have like brown rice and chicken, and some, again, macadamia nut oil. Macadamia nut oil goes with every single meal, pretty much. Again, I learned that from yourself, but I learned that from Tony Freeman. He loves that.
And I think he learned that from Dave Palumbo, which is great. We're all friends,
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. It'd be cool to meet Dave Palumbo in person at some point. Maybe I'll see him at Ohio at some point. And then the third meal is usually like hemp seeds, maybe some salmon, and some, again, macadamia nut oil. The fourth meal is much the same as the third. The second meal, chicken and brown rice, or some sort of meat and brown rice. So as you can see, it's a structure alternation. It's always fat, and then the next meal's carbs, and the next meal's fat, and the next meal's carbs. Then I generally go and I'll work out, and I'll have your famous white rice and apple sauce, which all my clients love that. She loves it as well. The only downfall with that is because it spikes your insulin so quick. You need to have a nap. Like you have a nap like 5-10 minutes.
That's also part of the program.
Yeah,
the nap is part of the program too. So,
and then I finish the day off. If I have time to get a sixth meal in, I'll usually have something like hemp seeds. It's a lot of hemp seeds, a lot of chicken, a lot of fish.
Now let's talk about that really quick. The hemp seeds. Had anybody else spoke to you about that, or was I the first?
You were the first.
I was the first. And for those who don't know, please let them know what hemp seeds are and how well they work for your diet.
I just feel like if I've ever got like because I have got a bit of a sensitive stomach. So if I ever get like an upset stomach or a bit of bloating or a bit of like acid reflux, the hemp seeds seem to calm that down. Yeah. Without having to use things like apple cider vinegar or anything like that. It seems to just neutralize the acidity.
it's from the hemp plant, which is a cannabis plant, which is a marijuana and hemp are the same plant, just one has THC and the other one doesn't. So the hemp is more for industrial, for the seed, or for the fiber, and the core can be used for concrete and things like that. And so we were using the seed of that plant, which is high in fat and protein. And what a lot of people don't know is that each tablespoon of hemp seeds, and they're very soft, they're shelled already. Each tablespoon has 3 grams of complete protein. So, you know, about in 3 tablespoons, roughly 10 grams of protein. So, and it's complete. It has branched chain amino acids too, and it's not heated, and it comes with a really good ratio of fats, and that's the combination. It's virtually no sugar, no carbs. It's just the fat and the protein. So, and a little bit of fiber, not much, but a little bit, and it actually is very alkalinic, and that's why it neutralizes your stomach and it helps it.
Okay.